Hey, Douglas Partello. Great question. So we'll be back on YouTube Live at 6:55. So for the next 10 minutes, there's still a Zoom room going on, so you can still catch the last bit of one of the Zooms. So I sent you the link. If you go ahead and click it, then you'll be able to select one of the rooms, and you'll be able to be in there, ask questions, listen to the information session. So let me know if you're having any tech issues. Just go ahead and type it in, and I'll be able to help. Thanks so much.
Crowd, yeah, whatever.
All right, everybody. So I'm sure you're all going to be coming out of your Zoom rooms right now. So we're just going to give until 6:55 so that people in the Zoom rooms can finish up their final statements, final questions. And I will go ahead and just start our Q&A a little bit early. So if anybody has any questions, feel free, to type them in the chat. We'll go ahead and answer them. I'm going to go ahead and just pull out my frequently asked questions sheet. So just give me 1 second. But we're going to go ahead, and if you have any questions, please just type them into the chat. And we should be taking off here pretty soon. We have at 6:55 is when everyone is scheduled to be coming back here. So I mean, I see our numbers climbing. We just went from 3 to 6, so I'm sure we'll be getting a few more as we get closer to 6:55. But there are a few questions. One of the things that I do here is I also give tours. I feel like I've been giving tours for so long. I did it in college, and now I do it here, and I really enjoy it. And I'm asked quite a number of questions on these tours, and so. If you have questions about AP classes, sorry, I have a little list here. If you have questions about AP classes, the high school placement test, sports, any questions about, admissions fees, any extra fees or anything like that, what our basic enrollment is, our student to teacher ratio, please go ahead, type that in. Happy to answer those questions for you. And again, I think we'll be getting a few more as we get closer to 6:55. So I hope everybody had a good dinner. Maybe you pop some popcorn and you're just kind of waiting for things to start. In this COVID time, it's fairly normal to kind of be waiting around on a video chat somewhere. How is school being? So Matthew Burns, hello, thanks for joining us tonight. So the good question, how is school currently being conducted? So this is a pretty common question we get asked. So at the moment, we are doing totally online learning, at least at this immediate moment. So what that means is we still function, on a Monday through Friday schedule. So Monday is what we would call a flex day. This is a day for students to get caught up on homework, to attend tutoring sessions. A lot of our students utilize this for counseling sessions as well. And remember, our teachers our counselors aren't just for academic purposes. They can meet for emotional stress, time management skills, things like that. So our students utilize Mondays for counseling sessions. This is also when clubs tend to meet. Teachers can also hold additional curriculum sessions outside of normal class time on Monday. For example, at Leadership Academy, I will often have like a roundtable on Mondays. And so if we're working on like a project or some type of assessment, then Mondays is a good time to get help outside of class if you wanted a little bit more of an extended period to answer questions. Also, if students have missed tests, they got sick, something like that, Monday can be used as a time where they can sign on to Zoom and they can go ahead and take any tests they may have missed, or if they needed to make up an extra assignment or some type of extra credit project or something like that. So that's Monday. And then Tuesday is periods 1, 2, and 3. Each class is 75 minutes with a 15-minute break. So school begins at 8:25 and school ends at 12:25. So when school gets out, there's a half an hour break for lunch, and then there's 3 tutoring sessions. So we call them office hours. So you can meet with a teacher to ask questions about an assignment. You can ask for help, on a question. If you're working on with a partner on a project, you can go ahead and meet during those office hours. It's half an hour per period. So period 1's office hours begin at 1, period 2's office hours begin at 1:30, and period 3's office hours begin at 2 o'clock. And so then we would proceed to Wednesday. Wednesday is going to be periods 4, 5, and 6. It's going to follow that schedule again. Each class is 75 minutes with a 15-minute break in between. School begins at 8:25, and then school ends at 12:25. And so that is how school is being conducted right now during COVID. Our main concern is we definitely don't want to bog you down with too much screen time. So you still get, the meat and potatoes of learning, which is nice in those 75-minute periods. But it gives you a little bit of a break from being in all 6 periods every single day. And we've actually noticed quite an uptick in student productivity, which is really nice. I think that's been a big blessing. And so, as you can see, Mr. Herrera, his name's Mike Herrera, he's also an alumni as well, class of 1992. So he's putting the schedule here in the chat. So if you have any questions, you can copy that as well. Any other questions that we may have? I know that people are still coming in from the Zoom sessions that are ending. So any other questions? Now, Matthew, I wanted to just elaborate a little bit more into your question. We hope to return to a hybrid form of learning. So when we were in December of last year, so of 2020, the students came back for what's called hybrid learning. They actually came back in October when COVID numbers were kind of leveling out. And so we have 2 cohorts. We have a green cohort and a gold cohort. So the green cohort is anybody that lives in a Ventura area code, a Santa Paula area code, or a Fillmore area code. They come to school on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And then anybody in the gold cohort, which is in like an Oxnard, Camarillo, Newbury Park, Somis, I think I said Camarillo, Port Hueneme area code, they come on Thursday and Friday. And so students can still continue to stay home and learn online because the teachers are Zooming and they're doing in-person instruction. So we would call that a hybrid model. Right now we're in an online model just because of the COVID numbers. They continue to rise. So we want to exercise as much caution as we can and just keep everybody safe. So we are on a Zoom model. Our teachers are still coming to school and we're still teaching from our classrooms. Teachers are still using their boards, their resources. For me, I teach in my office, so I'll often use like a pad or something like that. I often use like visuals in my class, and so I come to school, but we do stay socially distanced. And then we hope to be returning again to that hybrid model, hopefully here soon. Hopefully we can kind of get these numbers under control and hopefully see how we continue to heal as a community. Are there any other questions that anyone may have? Feel free to type those in. While I'm waiting for some more questions to come in the chat, what I'd like to do is I'm sending you right now what's called our virtual open house. So what does that mean? We have, obviously because of COVID, everything this year is virtual, which is kind of why you're here right now. And so our virtual open house is a great resource that we've actually created for prospective students and just current students that are here. Open house is usually a time where we invite parents to come in to learn about what their student's going to be expecting for the semester. We invite them to tour classrooms and things like that. And so what we hope to do with this online virtual open house is create a resource where people can still get a view, kind of get a bird's eye view into what their student is doing. So you'll find resources on clubs and activities and sports. You'll also find information on specific classes and electives. So for example, and I'm only using myself as an example because I made a video. So you'll see my Leadership Academy video. It's about 4 minutes. It explains our 3, semester model for Leadership Academy, what students should expect to learn, what's expected of them as members of Leadership Academy. You'll also find out, information about clubs like ASB, Interact, Key Club, Spanish Club. You'll also find information on our AP courses. And so you'll find information on, the Counseling Center has made some on applying for colleges, UC deadlines, CSU deadlines, ACT, SAT, things like that. So I just put it in the chat. You can go ahead and click it, save it. It's a great resource. Feel free to browse at your own leisure. I like to sometimes do that, like when I'm getting in bed, just kind of getting ready to sleep. So, feel free to brush those teeth and get in bed and check out our open house website. And then if there are no more questions, I will probably be signing off here in a couple minutes. But again, please feel free to ask. Now, a couple things I do want to bring to your attention. Our high school placement test is coming up here in a couple weekends. I want to confirm the date here. I want to say it's coming up on Saturday the 23rd. So on Saturday the 23rd, we'll be having our high school placement test. So if you're still, on the fence, you're not sure if you want to come to St. Bonaventure and you're a freshman, you're going to want to attend that high school placement test. Now this Saturday, we actually have a high school placement test prep class. You can sign up for that at stbonaventure.com. And you'll just come to the office. You'll be provided with a booklet that you'll use to prepare for the class. So this Saturday, we do have a prep class, which is great. And that can prepare you for the high school placement test. Thank you, Sean. Thanks for saying thanks. That's really nice. I appreciate that. And if you guys have any other questions, please feel free to email me. My email is awilson@sbhsvta.org. Jay Will, good question. Is the athletic Zoom over? Yes, it is. But if you'd like to get in touch with it's all good. It's okay if you missed it. I'm going to go ahead and include Coach Muller. He's our athletic director. I'm going to include his email in the chat right now. Feel free to shoot him an email. You can set up a Zoom appointment with him. So it's jmuller@sbhsvta.org. And then if you guys want to talk to me or to Mr. Palomares, who's our director of admissions, I'm going to go ahead and put my information in here as well. So again, I'm Alexandra Wilson. Most people just call me Alex. And I am awilson@sbhsvta.org. And then David Palomares, again, he is our director of admissions. He can talk to you about financial aid, application fees, high school placement tests, signing up for the prep course, anything like that. And I'm going to put his information in here. So again, he is David Palomares. He is the director of admissions. And he can be reached at dpalomares@sbhsvta.org. All right, you guys, I hope you're staying safe. Make sure you sanitize those hands, wear a mask, and we hopefully look forward to seeing you here in the fall. We're looking forward to welcoming class of 2025. All right, thank you so much, you guys. Have a great evening. Go Seraphs. Go Big Green. Thank you so much, Monica Woodkowski. It's nice to meet you too. I hope one day we get to meet in real life. Thanks so much. Have a great night, you guys.